Hi everyone, it's Terry here from nutsaboutsstamping.com. If you have been a customer of mine, which means you've placed an order at one of my online stores in the last 6 months, you should have received the next mini catalog that goes live in a couple more days. I am so excited because I think the products in this new mini are so much fun for fall and winter. And this is one of them. It's called the Trimming the Town Designer Series paper. You get 2 of each of these sheets in a pack. And I just think they are fun and colorful and represent everything we want in winter and for Christmas. I think there's just so much potential for all of this. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a really cool trick that you can do with this designer series paper. And along with that, I'm going to use the matching bundle. It's the Coming Home bundle, so it comes with this stamp set, and then the Home Together dies. So I'm going to use one of the dies, actually 2 of the dies from this pack, and I'm going to show you how to make a really fun card. Now, I'm not going to theme my card. It could be birthday, it could be holiday, it could be friendship. You can determine what kind of card you want it to be once you have these products in your crafting room. So I'm going to start with a piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock. This is one of the colors in the Trimming the Town Designer Series paper. So I've cut it 8.5 by 5.5 and I've scored it on the 4 1/4 mark. And it is going to be my card base, and my card is going to be landscape. Now to that, I am going to add a layer of Whisper White, but not quite yet, because I want to take another piece of Whisper White and I want to die cut one of the Coming Home, or the Home dies. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it. Home Together dies. So I want to die cut this little landscape and put it as a layer on my card. So I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine. Let's get that all set up. And I'm going to run through this Christmas tree, or this tree kind of die. And I want to put my die towards the top of my layer, and you'll see why in a second. Once I start to put the card together, it will make perfect sense. So I think the important thing for these dies is to make sure that they're lined up as straight as I can get them to be. And my magnetic platform is messing around with me. So let me just turn it the other way. I think as these platforms get a little bit older, they get warped and then they tend to pull. All right, so let me put this on top and run it through. And then, okay, so there we go. Hopefully you can see it. But if I just put that on the front of my card, it's going to be quite plain. So here's a fun trick that you can try with the dies that you have. I am going to emboss it. So I'm going to bring back in my die cutting machine. This time I'm going to use a couple of different platforms, and I'm going to emboss it with this embossing folder. So I'm going to put my landscape inside. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to run it through my machine, and it'll emboss the layer so it looks more natural, more like a natural kind of landscape. Can you see with the little bumps and the ridges, and they're even on the trees, which I think makes it really fun. So I'm gonna put my, my die cutting machine away, and I'll get set up and we will finish off the card. I'm back, and I forgot one really important step. Remember I told you that I was going to use the Trimming the Town Designer Series paper, and I was going to show you a really cool trick that you could use with some of the designs in this paper, and this is one of them. So what I did was I just took my scissors and I cut out these two houses. Now I could have just cut out one, because in the Home Together dies, there is a die that fits perfectly around the houses and the trees that are in this designer series paper. So all you need to do is bring in your die cutting machine, lay your die down on the designer paper, and then run it through the Big Shot, as is my die cutting machine, and you have a really cool time saver tip and trick to put on the front of your card. So I think what I might do is I will die cut out the little tree to put beside my house, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to finish off the card. So I'll be back in a moment. All right, I am back, and I actually went crazy and I die cut two of the trees out of the paper because I just thought that one was, I don't know, too plain. Now the other thing I did was I cut a piece of the Trimming the Town Designer Series paper because I want to use that on the top piece of my Whisper White layer. You'll see in a minute what it's all going to look like. I just love this paper. I think it's so fun. It's fun for like neighbors that are moving in or somebody who just bought themselves a new house. And it's not just for Christmas. All right, so I've got the paper attached, and now I'm going to bring in, I think I'm going to do this side, and I want to line it up right near the bottom, like so. And you'll see that I didn't put adhesive on the trees. I wanted them to have their own little 3D effect. And now I'm going to bring in my house, and I'm going to, let's see, I think I'm gonna put my house up a little bit so it's not at the very bottom. I mean, you can put your house where you want it to be. And then I don't see my silicone sheet, which would be great. Maybe I'll put one tree there. Oh, let's just make it one on either side. And one tree there. And then I'm going to turn the whole thing over. And I'm going to center this layer on my card. Now, as I've said, you could, at this point in time, add some a phrase or a two. You could add other elements from the paper. I'm going to just keep my card quite generic because I'm not sure what occasion I'm going to use it for. The other thing I might do is when the video is over, there's these Whale of a Time sequins, and there's some sort of whitish sequins and some blue sequins. I might see if those look really nice on here. The snowflake sequins that we had last year, they have not retired. I just can't find where I put mine. I put it in a safe, they put them in a safe spot, and now I can't find them. Anyway, I will go ahead and I will finish off the card, and I'll post a photo of it over on my blog, www.nutsaboutstamping.com. While you're on my blog, consider subscribing to my free newsletters. I send 2 each week, and they're free, and you'll see a project idea in those that you won't see anywhere else. And if on, I think it's the 3rd of August, when the little mini catalog goes live for ordering, I'll link to my online stores underneath this video in the description box in case you want to add these fabulous products to your crafting collection. I'm Terry. I am Nuts About Stamping. I hope you'll create something fun and colorful today too. Bye for now.